Now, at the top of the hour, we told you state lawmaker Phil Giaquinta is requesting an investigation into Storage Rentals of America.
That request to the Indiana Attorney General and Secretary of State follows a 21 Investigates story from earlier this month. Here's another look at that report.
Storage units. The concept is pretty simple. You pay a company and they keep your stuff safe.
Yeah.
That's the whole exchange, isn't it?
That is the whole exchange. That is the whole agreement.
And that's the expectation Christina Parker, her husband, and her son had when they rented a unit from Storage Rentals of America in Waynedale around 3 months ago. Like a lot of families in an uncertain economy, they were scaling back where they could while trying to hold on to what they've got.
We were downsizing. We went from 2-bedroom to the 1-bedroom we're in right now.
With 3 people in a 1-bedroom apartment, needless to say, there just wasn't space for toolboxes, tools, and a welding machine that Christina's husband used for work. To store all that and a few odds and ends, they just needed space, and SROA seemed to fit the bill.
It was just a storage unit like any other storage unit in town. It was cheap. You know, we didn't need a massive amount of space.
It wasn't long after Christina's husband found someone else's lock on their unit, and a day later,
they cut the lock off, they opened it up, and there was nothing. I felt sick. I felt angry.
After the initial shock of loss, the Parkers started doing the footwork anybody would. They filed a police report. It was that first step when they started to see the situation a little more clearly.
So when my husband had to file the police report, the officer he talked to told him that there had been at least 7 other units that had been broken into. I don't know if it was at that same time. It seems too much to me.
It turns out that number was low. 21 Investigates reached out to Fort Wayne Police. They told us between July 1st of 2024 and June 30th of 2025, there'd been 35 reported break-ins to storage units around Fort Wayne. And the same time the year prior, there were 115 reported break-ins. Along with the police report, the Parkers reached out to the storage company for help. They say they were told SROA's insurance would maybe cover up to $2,000.
We had to make a list of, try to remember what was in there.
This second step proved a little harder than the first for Christina.
Sitting there having to make a list of your stuff and try to remember whatever you had put in there because you didn't think that something like that was going to happen is just so depressing.
Christina and her husband did compile a list and figure the value of all that was stolen was worth around $5,000. They sent that list to the storage company, but it's not really clear what happens next.
I don't know what the time frame is for them actually turning around and getting us anything, and frankly, 2K is not going to do it. I want my stuff back, and if I'm probably not going to get it back from the thieves, and they've done nothing to up their security when they knew this was a problem, I want it out of the company.
Did Storage Rentals of America know about their security issues? And if they did, what were they doing about it?
I don't have all the resources to dig, but somebody else does.
21 Investigates reached out to Storage Rentals of America's office in New Haven to try and find some answers for the Parkers. But we were given a corporate phone number that wasn't in service and a general email address that bounced back. We did reach someone at their customer call center, but were hung up on when we asked for better contact information. Finally, we sent an email through their customer service portal on their website and got, as they called it, a canned response, but haven't heard back since. With no answers from the storage company, Christina invited us to the scene of the crime at the facility on Lower Huntington Road.
That's all I left. That's it.
With nothing to see but some furniture pads, storage bin lids, and trash, we started to see more concerning things. Parts of padlocks cut and left behind, damaged latches where locks are secured, poor fencing, and a lack of security cameras. Christina showed us around and showed us how she thinks thieves easily stayed out of sight when her unit was broken into.
They went right out this door.
And that's when we discovered another concern.
What in the heck? There's a tent popped back here. Look at that.
It's not exactly clear what was happening here, but a storage facility in Waynedale is a pretty unusual choice to take your lawnmower camping.
You might not want to disturb.
Christina quickly surveyed the scene and, as a safety precaution, called the cops. Christina told police dispatch what was going on, and around 30 minutes later, FWPD was on the scene. This is where it gets tricky. We were told there's no consent to enforce agreement between Storage Rentals of America and Fort Wayne Police.
So that means
That
when we
is
come in
safer.
and we see something, we can take care of it for you without you
Yeah.
acting in your best interest.
Yeah, without having to talk to me.
So we don't have anything like that with this place.
Now, the officers did look around and even found a clear path through a back fence. But again,
Yeah, outside of that, there's not much else we can do right now for you.
we asked Christina if she had a message for the Storage Rentals of America should we reach them.
You know, we're not rich people. We work every single day. We've worked for years for everything that we had in there. I feel like people need to know your stuff's not safe. And that could be everything you got.
And that was John Wagner reporting for 21 Investigates. Christina says she was told the storage company's insurance never received that list of missing items or the police report.
In the meantime, all questions 21 Investigates sent to Storage Rentals of America have gone unanswered.